Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Eldritch Horror. And after the first round, the first turn, I already have quite a problem. It's this rumor, faded from society. And it is located here in central Russia. And every time that this card is activated, and it is likely activated every turn, I mean, maybe not every turn, but it's there's a good chance that we will activate this card in a turn. So every time that happens, we will have to remove all asset cards from the play from these two decks, the discard pile, the draw deck, and from the reserve, that have a value equal or higher to the number of Eldritch tokens on this card. And then we have to remove an Eldritch token. So the risk is that in 4 turns or so, there are simply no more cards in play. And in 2 turns or so, there are no more good cards in play. So that's pretty bad. And let me see. Pretty bad card. Still, I'm not sure if I can do really something against that, because my problem is that she is delayed in Arkham, Trish, and Diana is detained in San Francisco. So, Leo is in Buenos Aires. In addition, they all have no clue tokens, and we have to discard 2 clue tokens here to be successful. So I'm not sure. I could ignore this thing completely, except the fact that I'm out of items in, I don't know, in a few turns, and focus on the mystery, which says I have to kill 2 deep ones. They're located here on these Eldritch signs. Yeah, that's definitely an option I have. I have good items. I got this 45 automatic. She's got a good spell, and there are still options to gain more spells, even though no matter what this rumor does, the spells don't go away. And we can still try to get, for example, the carbine rifle, the arcane scholar. Yeah, he can do this. Leo, he can try to do this. So, yeah, as I said, I'm not absolutely sure what to do. Let's see. So first, it is Leo Anderson. Basically, you can decide who starts. You can decide this at the end of the action phase. You can decide who's the next first player. So Leo Anderson starts now. And as a first action, he's going to try to get this carbine rifle. So he now has an influence +2, and the personal assistant gives him an additional 1. So he's got influence 3, and then he can re-roll a die when resolving a influence test. So let's see. That was terribly bad, and we can re-roll 1 die. Okay, that's a 5. So this is now 1 success. Now we don't have any item here which we can get for 1 success. So we could now instead of taking one of these items, we could discard one from here and draw a new one and place it here on the reserve. I also could take now a bank loan. When performing an acquire assets action, you may gain a debt condition to immediately add 2 successes to your test result. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm taking a debt condition card, and then I'm allowed to take the carbine rifle, because I exactly have 3 successes now. Once per round you may gain +5 during a combat encounter. This is amazing. That's really strong. Okay. And then gotta draw a new one here. And that is the Arcane Tome. Gain +2 when resolving spell effects. When you perform a rest action, you may test Lore. If you pass, gain 1 spell. Another amazing item. Maybe you should also try to get this one too. So, and then he's got that depth condition, and it says local action, test influence. If you pass, discard this card. And I would do this as my second action of the turn. So it's usually a good idea to try to acquire the assets as a first action, because if you take a bank loan, you have a chance then to get rid of this card right in this turn again. So again, we have with our personal assistant, we have an influence of 3. So let's roll. And yeah, we were successful here. So we can discard this card. So that's pretty good. Okay, fine. So that was the action phase of Leo Anderson. And then it's Trish Scarborough. And she is simply now fit again, no longer delayed. Okay, and then it's Diana. And she's detained. So she can only do a local action, test influence. If you pass, discard this card. So she only has an influence of 2. Well, let's see if she can do that. Yes, she did. Very good. So you can discard that card. So I think that was pretty good. And then she has a second action now. And, well, I'm curious. Maybe it's now a good idea. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is maybe I have now a chance to get rid of this thing anyway. So she moves now here to Alaska. And then she gives away this token here. And that allows her then to move here to Siberia, wherever. And maybe she's lucky and can gain this clue token. Okay, so that's that then, and we come to the encounter phase. Okay, so Leo has an encounter in Buenos Aires again. You sneak aboard a ship loaded with stolen antiquities, including an ancient stone tablet. Reading it, you gain 1 ritual spell. Memorizing the words, you feel yourself slipping into a trance. So we have now to do a will test. And we have a will value of 3. And we didn't pass that. That's pretty bad. Okay, if you fail, you wake up imprisoned for theft. Get a detained condition. Okay, great. So, first we'll get this condition. And then we will gain a ritual spell. Okay, so this is the Blessing of Isis. Test lore -1. If you pass, choose an investigator on your space that does not have a blessed condition to gain a blessed condition. Then flip this card. Okay, fine. That's not bad. So, and he's detained, and again we will place the card here. And then it's Trish in Arkham again. So it's number 6. And this is this card here. Inside your old magic shop, Miriam Beecher talks to you about the finer points of the occult. So she has to do a test, a lore test, but she's pretty bad in doing this, so she only has 1 die. And she didn't pass. If you fail, you lose track of time and can't seem to remember when you departed. Gain an amnesia condition. Okay. Okay, here we go. Amnesia. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard this card. If this is triggered, then it says test will. She's got a will of 2, which is not so great. If you fail, flip this card. And then we might have a problem. Okay. And now it's Diana Stanley. And she is now here on the clue token. And here in Eldritch Horror, you cannot simply take a clue token if you enter the space. But you have to draw one of these special cards here, these research cards. Okay, now we have to check if we are in a city, wilderness, or sea, and this is a wilderness. Yeah, okay. So it says, you uncover an ancient stone statue of Cthulhu carved from an unknown green stone. Just looking at it threatens your mental stability. So that's bad, because she only has a 1. Oh my goodness. That would be important now to do this, but... Damn. Well, let's try it. Only a 3. Okay. If you fail, you stare at the horrific carving in horror. Gain a hallucinations condition. So we weren't able to get this clue. That's pretty bad. Okay, so this is now hallucinations. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard this card. And if we cannot discard it, we have to test will. If you fail, flip this card. Yeah. Okay. So that wasn't exactly great. Pretty bad. So now it's it's now the Mythos phase. So let's draw the next card. Yeah, okay. So first we start up here. We start now on the left. The first thing we have to do is we have to move that omen track. So this now moves here, and that means for every gate that is open that has this symbol, the doom track goes 1 step ahead. And we have this gate here, this open gate with that symbol, so the doom track now moves here. And then we have this trigger symbol. So now things are getting worse. This thing here is now activated. So all cards that have all the set cards that have a value of 4 or higher are now discarded. Okay, so actually they're not discarded, they're removed from the game. So these are only these 2 cards here. The double-barreled shotgun and the agency quarantine. So okay, these cards are removed, fine. Yeah, and then the amnesia is triggered, so test will. Oh, and we have to remove one of these Eldritch tokens here. Okay, test will. If you fail, flip this card. So she's got a will of 2. Well, let's see if she can do that. Yeah, she was successful here with a 6. Pretty good. So it's okay. And then this hallucinations. Also test will. If you fail, flip this card. And she only has a 1, so she's got to be lucky. Yeah, she did it. Awesome. Very good. So, nothing happened. And then we have to spawn gates, or well, we have to spawn 1 gate. It's this symbol here, so that means 1 gate with 3 players. So we simply draw a new gate here, and it goes to Sydney. And then in addition, we have to spawn a monster. Okay. And this is, that's a cultist. Yeah. So this might be good. Let's see what this... Use the cultist information as listed on the Ancient One sheet. Is there anything special with cultists? Yeah, they have strength of 1. And if you fight them before resolving the strength test, lose 1 sanity. But the point is, she can now use the cultist. She can use the cultist to remove other monsters from the board if she does that in a clever way. For example, she could try to get rid of this mummy. The mummy is pretty strong, so it's quite dangerous to go on an expedition here. And yeah, let's see. So the next thing that happens is now there's text, from bad to worse. Piece by piece you are falling apart. It's getting harder to successfully negotiate simple human interactions. Your wounds won't stop bleeding and your hands won't stop shaking. Each investigator loses 1 health for each injury condition he has, loses 1 sanity for each madness condition he has, and discards 1 clue token for each deal condition he has. Okay, so that basically means that she loses 1 sanity and she also loses 1 sanity because of their madness conditions. Okay. So, next turn. Okay, so it's Leo Anderson again, and I would suggest we try again to grab as much of these items as we can. So let's take the Arcane Tome. It's really a strong item. So we have now again 3 influence with our personal assistants. So let's try to do this. And yeah, we have 1 success, which is fine. And that's enough. We can take a bank loan once again. So that will give us another debt. And then we can take the Arcane Tome. And yeah, so that was the first action. We can redraw a new card here. See, this is the Silver Twilight Ritual. That's service. When you gain this card, immediately retreat Doom by 1. Not a bad card. Okay, and now let me see. Yeah, we're gonna do again the local action test influence. Okay. And then we would get rid of this debt card. Yeah, fine. 2 successes. So again, the card is gone. Oh, wait a second. Damn, that was completely wrong. It's not that easy. I forgot I'm detained. Damn it. Okay, sorry for that. So I'm gonna shuffle this ritual card back in. And yeah, of course, before I do anything here, I have to do this local action. I forgot that. So again, I have to do an influence action here. And I was successful. And now this detained card is gone. Okay, and yeah. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Okay, and then I still love to take this arcane tome. It's a little risky because now we cannot simply get rid of the debt card because we only have 1 action left. On the other hand, if we wait now 1 turn, we have the problem that the tome will be gone, probably because of this Faded from Society card. So I guess I have to try this again. Damn it. Yeah, it's a little risky, but I think it's worth it. I mean, we could get tons of spells with that thing. If she has that, I think she might be amazingly strong with that card. So let's try to get this tome. Okay, that's 1 success. So yeah, let's do it now. We get this. We take that debt card. And then let's hope for the best here. Now we take the arcane tome. And we'll see what happens. And now we draw a new card. And this time we have a Vatican missionary. Ally, gain +1 will. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a will test. So, and then it's Trish Scarborough. And she's here in Arkham, and I think it's now time to do some fighting here and to try to complete the mission. So, well, I think the first thing she will do is first thing she will do is she will prepare for travel. And I think she'll take a ship ticket. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Maybe it's a better idea if she tries to rest. Yeah, that's what she does. She tries to rest, and maybe she can get rid of this amnesia condition. So she's got a roll, and on a 5 or 6, the condition is gone. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we can now discard that card. And everything's fine. And then we will travel, and we'll travel here to the Bermuda Triangle to encounter that deep one. And then it's Diana Stanley. And oh, by the way, because we did a rest action, we could also regain 1 sanity. And also 1 stamina, but because we are at our maximum we only gain the sanity. And now it's Diana Stanley, and well, she will also rest here. So she also needs a 5 or 6 to get rid of her hallucinations. Yeah, that was good. Okay, fine. So at least something. And then I also gain once my sanity back. And yeah, damn. Problem is now, I mean, even if I stay there and can get this, I don't know if it's worth it. Okay, I think we forget about this rumor. Problem is now, I mean, even if we manage to get this token there, and sometimes if you're very lucky, it's possible to gain 2 clue tokens out of one of these events. So let's imagine we're terribly lucky and we will gain 2 clue tokens. Then in the next step, we won't be able to go to Central Russia. It's not possible. We can only go to Tunguska, and from there, in the next step again, can go to Central Russia. So it's very likely that there will be only one Eldritch token on this card left. So all the good items are gone anyway. I think it's not worth to spend more time on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to move here to Tokyo and try to close that gate. Okay. And this is it then. Now we come to the encounter phase. So again, Mr. Anderson in Buenos Aires. The museum's curator shows you an unique golden jewel that was recovered from the sea. You believe that the symbols on it indicate that something is hidden inside. So we get a test lore +1, so that's a 3. That could be possible. And great, 3 times a 3, wonderful. So again we failed. Oh man. If you fail, you damage the jewel and must pay for the repairs. Gain a debt condition. God, that's not so good to have 2 of them, I'm pretty sure. I think it's not even possible to gain a second condition. I've got to check that. Okay, so simply nothing happens. We won't get another condition here, and it's fine. And then it's Trish Scarborough. And she is now to face the Deep One. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing an Eldritch token may attempt to fend off the Deep One invasion. A Deep One monster ambushes him. If he defeats it, he may spend 1 clue to place that Eldritch token on this card. Yeah, that's great. Okay, again we messed this up. I forgot to take a clue. Damn it. Oh, come on. That was stupid. Because, okay, that means I will not try... that was just a lost move then. I will not fight this monster then. But I will encounter that sea space. That's also possible. You don't have to do this. You can also simply encounter the sea space. Then I have to go back again. Actually, I can do it as an action. I can simply gain a clue. That's pretty simple. I just was pretty stupid here. Okay. So yeah, I will try to. I will encounter this this sea space then. So this is now from this deck here, and it's C. One of the sailors speaks in a strange ancient dialect. You try to communicate with the man based on obscure languages you have studied. Lore. Well, she's pretty bad in lore. Just a 1. Ah, but she made it. Cool. If you pass, the peculiar man teaches you a chant, gain 1 spell. Pretty cool. Okay, so she already has lots of spells now. So that is Feed the Mind, Spell, Action, Test, Lore -1. If you pass, choose an investigator on your space to improve 1 skill of his choice. That's not bad. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it then. And now it's Diana Stanley, and she tries to close that gate here. So now we have to simply draw a gate card. And that is the City of the Great Race. You hear the sound of a terrible gust of wind and listen carefully to determine the origin of the sound. You may spend 1 clue to resolve the pass effect. If you do not spend a clue, resolve the fail effect. Well, sadly we don't have a clue, so we have to resolve now. This would be the pass effect, the first one, so now we have to go to the fail effect. Bursting up through an opening in the floor, a flying polyp attacks. Oh my goodness. So we have to do a strength test here. But I think it's not exactly a a combat test, but only a strength test. So we have a strength of 3. Okay, let's see now. And we didn't. Again, 3 times a 4. Pretty bad. If you fail, the encounter leaves you bruised and shaken. Lose 1 health and 1 sanity. Fantastic. Oh gosh. No luck this time. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. And we're done with this turn. And now we come again to the Mythos phase. Okay, so again we have to move the Omen track. And this goes here now. And we have that, well, kind of circle. And we have a gate here. So again, the Doom token moves forward 1 step. And then we have again this trigger track. So now, first of all, the rumor is triggered, and that means now all 3 value asset cards are removed from the game, except for the ones that we already have. Okay. So, and then we remove an Eldritch token. And now the depth is, flip this one. Some men have come to collect on your debt. Flip this card. The debt collector. The man in the silk suit hands you a large stack of papers. I believe you'll find this offer quite reasonable. He smiles, reminds you of a shark. His smile. It's clear that he will not take no for an answer. Great. So now it's really bad. We have to test. If you fail, discard 2 item possessions. That would be really bad, because then we would lose our carbine rifle and the arcane tome. But we're pretty good in influence, or at least not so bad. We have a personal assistant, and we can reroll 1 die. So I think there is a good chance that we can do this, but now this is a pretty important roll actually. It would be great to keep these cards. Yeah, we did it. Very good. And then we can discard that card. So after all, we were lucky here. Cool. And so then let me see. Is there anything else triggered? Not that I know. Here is a trigger symbol on the cultist. But this is also something that depends on the old one. And in this case... wait a second. I forgot that. Damn, I forgot to trigger that guy last time. Each investigator in a C space that does not contain an Eldritch token places an Eldritch token on that space. Okay, but that is not the case here. Here we already have an Eldritch token. Aha. When an investigator moves onto a space containing an Eldritch token, he becomes delayed and loses 1 sanity. Okay, well actually I forgot that. So that means... Damn, that means she is delayed now because there is this Eldritch token. And she also loses a sanity. That's interesting. Okay, I forgot that. When 3 mysteries have been solved, investigator when Cthulhu... Okay, so these 2 things we have to remember that. So now if we move on a space with an Eldritch token, we are delayed. That's important to know. I think we can still have encounters if we are delayed, but we cannot not do actions. I have to check that. Okay, so this is actually interesting. We got here delayed. When an investigator becomes delayed, lay his investigator token on the side. A delayed investigator cannot perform any actions. But if an investigator becomes delayed on his turn during the action phase, he immediately ends his action and loses all remaining actions instead of becoming delayed. So that does mean I'm not delayed because the movement onto this card would delay me, but I only lose my actions and I'm not delayed now. So that's okay. And then it says, instead of performing actions during the action phase, a delayed investigator writes his investigator token and is not longer delayed. Okay, fine. So, here we are. Okay, just let me see. What's happening? Whoa. Yeah, I was doing the mystery card, exactly. Okay, so and then we have to open another gate in London. Okay, that's not so good. And we have to draw another... That is a goat spawn. Okay, so okay, and then lightning cracks across the sky. You have a sinking dread that all the good you've accomplished is about to be undone. A dark power. Each monster recovers all health. Okay, so that is no problem. Then each investigator immediately encounters each monster on his space in the order of his choice. So yeah, okay, that's well, nothing happens here.